there was somebody that asked something of me. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. And they said, why not? Because my faith won't allow me to. I don't have enough faith. I need to stop where my faith ends. To go beyond that, what does the Bible says? It's sinful. Whatsoever is not of faith is what? Is sin. Whatsoever is not of faith is sin. Somebody says, if I use this example, I was talking to somebody, but it was in class. What if I said, can I have $1? Can I have $1? 4 quarters, please. That's better. You gotta put it in the right tone. 4 quarters, please. Do you have 4 quarters? How many of you would have a major problem giving me 4 quarters? Everybody doesn't have to answer. How many of you would really have a major problem giving me 4 quarters? All right? If I asked for 50 grand, Sister Maya looked up, what do you need 50,000 for, right? Salary, go get it, yeah. So if I ask for 50 grand, that requires more what? It requires more faith. Hey, now if you have more faith, if you have the level of faith to give it to me, then guess what you'll do? You'll give it to me. But your level of faith has a dollar amount. Did you know that? Your level of faith has a dollar amount. Matter of fact, we do it every Sunday. What you give in the Lord's house is based upon not what you got paid. You think you give based upon how much you got paid. No. You give based upon how much you what? You believe. How much faith. Somebody says, hey, give another $100. You say, I can't. Why? Because I don't believe I can make it if I do. And then they'll say, well, look at the statistics, look at the books, and according to that person, they're what? They're right. But there's somebody, like the woman with the 2 mites, she gave what? Now, what God is going to do with her is her. But what God's going to do with the person afterwards is different. You give. So one of the best advice, one of the best advice my brother ever gave me, don't give beyond your faith. Sometimes we loan money to people and all that kind of stuff, and then when they don't pay us back, we want to get all angry and mad. No, that's your fault. You know why that's your fault? You gave beyond your faith. And when it didn't return, now you're devastated in the relationship. Don't go beyond your faith. Whatever I give you, if it doesn't return, I'm what? I'm okay. I'm okay. Notice what it says at the end. For whatsoever is not of faith is what? Whatsoever faith is not of sin. Written. The just shall live how? How do you make decisions? I promise you, it is not on statistics. It's not on budgets. If you're truly a child of God, how do you make decisions? Faith. Faith is how you move, and faith is how you operate. You must move. And if you do not move that way, you are practicing a dead religion. Can God do all things in your life? It's only real, it's only true if you what? If you believe. If you don't, the answer is no, he can't. Not in your life, but in mine. We don't have to suffer with a life with no faith. We can actually live higher than what we are. So Jesus started talking about forgiveness, and Jesus says 70 times. Do you know what Peter's response was after Jesus said that? He didn't say, Lord, help me. He didn't say, Lord, how? When Jesus started talking about forgiveness and that you need to forgive a crazy amount of times after the same person has hurt you? Peter said one of the most famous verses in the Bible, Lord, increase my faith. Because to do what you're asking us to do requires what? Faith. The just shall what? The just, what is that phrase, the just shall live by faith? When Habakkuk was facing a world of trouble, God told Habakkuk, the just don't run and retreat. The trust believes that even in the midst of trouble, I'm still working it out. I still have a plan, and my people will still be victorious. So the person who takes stock in themselves, they're not right. But the just, they'll live by trusting in me, even when it doesn't look good. What's the text? The text is, the evidence of my faith is not seen. It doesn't mean I'm blind. It just means I'm not looking at my circumstances. My eyes move from the storm, and I keep my eyes fixated on Jesus while I'm walking on water. It's not to say there is not a storm. It's not to say there is not wind. It's not to say that there is not trouble. What I'm saying is my concentration is on Jesus. And the just lives by focusing on Jesus every day, every hour, regardless of what's going on. Can you do that? Do you know what they said? Take your ears and tune them in to the channel of Jesus. Do you know what they're doing over there? Take your eyes and put them back on Jesus, and now live by faith and trusting in who Jesus Christ is.